what's up, guys? It's Katie Austin here. I'm sitting courtside with Drew Hanlen, NBA skills coach and founder and CEO of Pure Sweat. I want to know, you train so many NBA guys. How did you get your start?
Yeah, I actually started with Brad Beal. A lot of people are familiar that we're both from St. Louis, and so I was training a lot of local players, 13, 14, 15-year-old players. He was one of them, and he saw a big jump in his game. And so a lot of other players started asking kind of, hey, what did you do to make a big jump? And he had, grown a few inches. He had lifted weights with his brother, but we had also worked out. That was kind of the new variable that had been added. And so, really our careers kind of took off together. He started becoming a ranked player. I started working out a lot of the top high school players. And then my sophomore year in college, I started working out David Lee, who at the time was an NBA All-Star, another St. Louis guy, and the rest kind of is history.
So like you said, you've kind of been with those players from the start, which is really cool. So what's it like, I saw that you were training some of these top draft picks. So what's it like watching them have their first debut at Summer League?
It's awesome. Summer League is just a small glimpse of kind of their first step of the NBA journey. And so, some of these guys I've been with since they were 14, 15 years old, and to see them kind of in a big stage in an NBA uniform, it's awesome just because I know that they've worked so hard to make their dream become a reality. But Summer League's a great time to kind of see what the new things that they've added to their game since the college season, and then also kind of make adjustments before the NBA season comes so that they can ultimately have a good start to that NBA career.
Yeah, it's all about off-season, and off-season's all about improving and focusing on the sport. So what's really the main difference between off-season training versus when they're training in season?
So off-season training is when you add to your game. So normally you'll have 1 to 3 things that we're trying to improve on. So we'll say, hey, we really got to work on, your three-point shot, or we've got to work on finishing, or et cetera. Whereas in season, you can't really add anything because it takes time to improve a certain area. So during the season, you're more so kind of getting back to the basics and also making adjustments. So you might see something on film, certain coverage or something is messing with you, and so you might have to change angles or change something up. But really off-season is when you really have a chance to add to your game, really make a big leap. And then during the season, it's just all about kind of making strides and being able to do the things that you worked on hard all summer.
Would you say that's your best piece of advice? Someone in high school and college looking to get to the league, what is your best motivational advice for them?
The biggest thing is just find something that you're really good at and become great at it. Because if you look at the NBA especially, it's all about kind of you being really good at one thing. You look at guys like Kyle Korver and everyone's like, oh, he's a great shooter. Or if you look at, different players around the league, Draymond Green, oh, he's a great distributor. They have one thing that they're really, really good at. And obviously those special players, they end up developing multiple things that they're great at. But my big thing is find one thing that you're good at, become great at it, hang your hat on that, and then kind of slowly add to your game so that you can become more versatile as you get older.
So speaking of different, having specific things you're good at, do you have specific drills for shooters, for defense guys?
Yeah, the biggest thing is just making sure everything's customized. You know what I mean? You don't ever want to have a cookie cutter approach because not every player is the same. And so the biggest thing we'll go through, we'll watch the film, we'll see what areas they kind of need to improve on, we'll see what areas that they're already good at but could maybe take a big leap forward and add to their game. And then we'll just pick 1 to 3 things and lock in on number 1 until it's accomplished and go to number 2 and so on. And hopefully at the end of the summer you're a changed player, because my big thing is you don't want to have the same weaknesses at the start of next season that you ended the last season with. And so that's our big thing, is just it's a slow approach, it takes time, and if you're disciplined with the practice, eventually you'll get the results.
Okay, Drew, I want to know your tip to have a successful workout. Is it the food? Is it the music? What is it? Is there any important tip that Drew Hanlen says and sticks by?
My big thing is just coming in focused and kind of have a purpose. So I know it seems corny. I don't even use music. I don't have any kind of pregame hype or anything. But when they come in the gym, hopefully they're so kind of motivated by getting the results that it's fun. The process of learning and getting better is fun. And then there are a competitive nature. I'm a big trash talker. So during the workouts, my big thing is, hey, if you get it down, then you shut me up. And so that's my big thing with my guys is, hey, shut me up. You know what I mean? If you can do it, then I can't talk trash. And so then they're motivated to get the stuff so they eventually kind of shut me up and can talk trash back to me.
Are we allowed to know any of that trash talk or not? Is that secretive?
It's a secretive. That's my secret sauce right there, is making sure that the players know that there's people that are, ahead of them at all times. A lot of times, each of these guys have individual rivalries with certain players around the league. And so, if they're running late to a workout, I'll be like, oh, it's all good. So-and-so texted me and said he just finished up with his workout. And they know that I'm joking with them, but it still kind of has that chip on their shoulder. And then there's other times during drills that we'll put a time and score. Hey, this person got this many. Let me see if you're really better than him. And so that's what it is. It's about making the game fun. If they don't love the game, they're not going to want to do it daily, kind of over and over again, the same process. But if they love the game, they want to get better, they're going to eventually put in the work and the results will come.